Hello.
Hello.
How's your energy level today?
It's pretty good.
Good,
Yours,
good.
yours does that sound good.
I'm gonna be leaning on you then,
Okay.
because
Right.
Toronto has been rough on me.
Toronto, the city you live in, or the show?
The show, very rough.
Did you have a long flight back, 8 hours, and you had to go through customs and all that?
No, everybody got sick,
Oh, that. Oh, right, that. Yeah.
and I'm just like Monday and Tuesday was a complete write-off for me.
How's everybody doing now?
Oh, the kids are fine. They're like rubber balls, right? They just bounce off the wall and they're off to school. The wife is fine. I, on the other hand,
Oh, you're the sick one.
yeah. And it's not that I have symptoms or anything. It's just I'm on the other end. But oh my goodness. Yes, I've had my caffeine, Anne Marie, and essentially I was worse. So this is an improvement. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. We were off last week because of Toronto, but Toronto's in the books, and we're back. MB Artist Alley Live. I am your host, the low energy level Stephen AHOLA, and with me is he was Canadian for a week.
I was.
Did you get your triple?
I never did. I never even saw at Tim Hortons, believe it or not.
You didn't. How could you not see it, Tim Hortons? They're on Ivy.
Yeah, I saw there was one supposed to be in the hotel, and I never came across it.
No. Oh dear.
Starbucks. I saw a ton of Starbucks.
Oh yeah, downtown Toronto is very shishi foo foo.
Well, but Starbucks is shishi. Okay.
It is. Hey, you know what? I'll go to a Tim Hortons, and it's like I'll whip right through a Tim Hortons. It doesn't matter how long that line.
Yeah.
You go to a Starbucks, it's like freaking a novel. Everything has to be a paragraph. Speaking of paragraphs, here is. Oh, he's wearing a shirt today. Mr. Rubinstein's with us.
Hello.
we were just talking. I forget what the hell we were talking about, Mustafa. Anyway,
you're feeling under the weather, is what you were talking about.
Oh yes. And the weather has been crappy, and I have felt likewise. But I'm sure Joe is back in sunny. Well, both of you are back in sunnier climates. How's the weather down in California, Mr. Rubinstein?
Like sunny and 86 degrees, whatever that means in your strange numbers.
It doesn't matter. It's just better.
We're interchanged. We're 68 over here.
Our summers, luckily, are about twice as long as the rest of the country.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just discovered the other day that people actually watch this show, so I'm supposed to behave now.
Oh boy.
Who knew?
Who got you busted?
My ex-girlfriend informed me she had been watching, so I'm going, I better be nice now. Okay.
Was it an ex after she saw the show?
No.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for bringing up something painful.
Oh, no. Okay.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. He's got the dentist drill out. As we do, we have featured art prints. So let's throw through the featured art prints before we go through my list, which, amazingly enough, never gets done. Bob, where are you, Bob? We need your 12 minutes book. We got your Spider-Man, Superman team up.
Bob is busy playing on a sitcom, The Next Door Neighbor, which is actually a pedophile.
Oh wow!
Because he's so attractive and personable, and you'd never suspect it of him. You know, me. Look at me. Of course.
That's a sitcom.
Well, didn't you ever watch what was it, Different Strokes, where Gary Coleman was like giving some liquor to get him all ready for the pedophile next door?
Holy crap! I missed that episode. Either that, or I was too young to understand it.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. You got two little boys, a little drunk there.
You sure you didn't just make a wrong turn on the interweb?
Maybe it was a dream.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. As they would say in Different Strokes, I don't think so, Joe.
I met Todd Bridges once at the bus station. I paid for his ticket.
You paid for his what?
He didn't have a credit card, so I paid for his ticket, and then he gave me the cash back. But, he was nice,
Well,
right.
speaking of nice, we got Chad Hardin's Temerity Edith. Francine, who cannot make it today. This is her Star Wars Woman of the Force.
Did you hear her excuse? She has friends.
Well, it makes sense why we're here then.
Yeah. You're my friend. This is why I have to come here.
All right. Jamie, we got your villainous villains, Skeletor.
Where's Jamie? I missed
I don't know. He had a show. I want to hear how his show went. Mr. Mulligan, who's probably on a plane somewhere. We've got his Doctor Strange. Joe, you want to talk to us about this piece?
I did all of the pieces separately, and then I put them together, and it's fun. It's the movies are great if you haven't seen them. I went to see a comedy the same month that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 had many more laughs than the supposed comedy I'd gone to see. I think James Gunn does a great job with those people. I could hardly look forward to the next one.
Yeah, I can't get enough of that Peacemaker opening. Every once in a while, I just got to crack that open and watch it.
I know some people don't like that show, but it's just so goofy, I mean, with all the superhero shows out there, you can get the serious ones like Gotham, right? Or Arrow, but then you get Doom Patrol and the other ones, and like Peacemaker, that just go, the idea of some superhero running around in a costume and a helmet, it's just dumb. Let's go with it. It's normal people don't do this.
The one thing I can say that Peacemaker did do is, for me anyway, it stuck the landing. They did stick the landing.
You mean the ending?
Yeah, it's hard to do on shows. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so many times, especially when it's a multi-episodic arc.
Yeah.
They have a great journey, but the resolution, you're just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, like they spend all the money on the first few episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then by the end, they're just fighting in warehouses.
They're doing what? They're doing what to warehouses?
Oh, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, like they spent all the money on the first few episodes because it looked great, and then like towards the end, they're just fighting in warehouses every episode.
Or you can be like the Batman, catch all the bad guys and forget there's still another hour left in the movie. Just make them up.
I'm sure there are people who just don't care and just give me the money and let me run. But it's so hard to make quality because you think you're making quality and then you put it up. Billy Wilder said that directors are the only artists who can't afford to wipe it out halfway through if they really think it's not going the right way.
Yep.
Unless you're Steven Spielberg, who has the money. But it's like, oh, this isn't the movie I wanted. What do I do now?
Well, apparently they did that with the Solo movie. Like they filmed like 80-something% of it, and then they just started over with Ron Howard. I kind of want to see that original version.
Oh, I thought it wasn't a pair of brothers who were doing it, but they.
Well, it was Lord and Miller, the guys who did Spider-Verse and
the Lego Movie,
Jump Street, Lego Movie. Yeah.
See, that's difficult too, because you do want to have a Star Wars cohesive concept, but maybe like that funny Thor movie. You want to throw it out and just go, let's do something different this time.
Yeah. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is what they did with that. They took a chance on a guy, making it entertaining movie.
I want to see another funny Marvel movie. I mean, Endgame was fantastic, but what character would loan themselves to just being dumb for a whole movie,
And a guy like Ant-Man, they just need better direction, I think.
Oh, but I loved the first Ant-Man. You didn't?
The first one was good. The second one I thought was just kind of a wasted opportunity.
Okay.
Well, speaking of wasted opportunity, let's wrap up these featured art prints. We got John Hebert's Punisher and Ghost Rider. Maybe he'll grace us with his bedside presence.
Could be a wasted opportunity. Okay.
Lobos, we got your Thundercats Chitara.
He's very good, and he's got a great logo.
He does.
Did you say he has a great Lobo or a great logo?
He's got a Lobo logo.
Oh, he's got a great logo.
Logo. All right. Yeah. Mustafa speaking of a Lobo-inspired infusion.
Yeah. Well, he used to write it as just like Pablo or Pablo Villalobos, and it's Lobos. Lobos is good. So it's my bestseller. It's the thing that sold a bunch in Toronto. I ran out of it, so that's cool. And people seem to dig it because they either like this guy, or they like the other guy, or they like the other guy, and they're all kind of fighting each other. So yeah, it works. It works as a piece.
There you go. I talked to Lobos. I said, Lobos, do you want to reissue this with your signature on it? He's like, nah, he can have it.
You could totally have it.
No, that's what he said. He said, no, Mustafa can have it.
No, I tell him at shows, like, dude, all the stuff we worked on, you can have prints of it too. He's like, oh, it's okay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does it in that low monotone voice of it.
It was an incredible imitation you just did. It was like he was in the room for a second.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm on
You
mic.
got him nailed.
I'm on mic, but I've been doing his impression for like 30 years. So.
Could it be that he doesn't want his name on these things because a green card issue? They could find him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk right past that.
Okay.
Speaking of green card, we've got Battle of the Planets. There we go. So it took a while, but we got there. We're all done. The featured art print.
Hey, Stevie, you always zip by your own work. Are you embarrassed, or do you just feel you have a duty to the rest of us to sell our stuff?
Trust me, man. I'm all about the duty.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not embarrassed. So you want to tell us about it?
Oh no, I'm not embarrassed about my work.
So tell us about it.
Except for the little bear. That's a little embarrassing.
Why do you sell it then?
Because it's all I got left. All right, fine. Here we go. This is Battle of the Planets. This is a commission I did in 2000. I think it was a commission. What was the commission? Anyways, someone got me to do it at Nelvana. I don't know what they did with it, but I do know that there's a 6-foot version on somebody's wall somewhere in Toronto.
Hey.
So this is a 22-year-old piece?
Yeah.
Wow. I think you have the oldest piece on here.
It's possible.
I'm completely leaving that one alone.
Oh, wait.
Oh, speaking of old pieces. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Hi, Bob.
Mr. McLeod, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
Put up the clock there, Eric.
Oh. If you put up the clock, it's guaranteed for him to leave.
That's why he doesn't show up. He doesn't need this abuse every week.
Wait, just a second. Let me get the dust off that clock. It's been a while since we used it.
You got to use it today. I can only give you 12 minutes.
All right, there we go. The clock is on. So I'm going to cut myself short, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the featured art prints. If you want them, go to mbrs.com. We'll give you free shipping with the aptly titled free shipping. And or you can claim it here, blah, blah, yada, yada. We only got 11 minutes and 15 seconds left with Bob. Let's get on it.
Is Bob going to be in Philly Con?
I am. That's near my hometown.
I thought so. So there's an excuse. Okay.
Yeah, it should be a good show.
Well,
I hope so. Have you done Philly? Oh yeah, we met at Philly, didn't we, Bob?
I believe we did.
At the
Before COVID.
Pre-COVID, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you were the first one to join this. I don't know what the hell this is, but you were the first one to join this. I went up to Bob. I said, Bob, do you have a website?
Yeah, there was no this when I joined.
No, there was no this.
there was a little of that.
There was some of that, but none of this.
It was definitely a little bit of that.
And one of these. Give me one of these. Okay.
Actually, if we go through the thread, Bob beget Joe, and then after that, I have no idea what happened.
It's biblical. Bob begot Joe. Yes, it's
Mustafa was one of the first ones, weren't you?
No, he was the last one. He
Really?
joined at C2E2 just when COVID hit.
I was kind of holding out because I just didn't. I don't know. It seemed like I don't know. I had to do work, and I already did enough work. But yeah, I saw that Chad was on. I saw that you guys were on. I saw Jimmy was on. I was like, I trust those guys. So yeah.
Steve, you weren't sure about, but the other ones you
Yeah, Steve I wasn't sure about. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I want to take your art and put it on the internet. I'm like, I'm good.
You know, I'm afraid. I was afraid of Stephen because I'm afraid of Canadians because they're really close. You know, they could invade like that.
That's true.
Yeah, with our hockey sticks and our 2-4s.
Got to get past the border.
And I think you spike your poutines and there's something in them which makes men impotent in this country.
No, that's in the Tim Hortons. It's cocaine.
Okay.
We put crack cocaine in the Tim Hortons. That's how we get it.
I'm glad I avoided it then.
Oh, it's the Coke.
Oh, speaking of crack cocaine.
Are you on a show?
Yeah, I'm in Lexington, dude. It's a 4-day show.
Holy crap.
Oh,
Whoa.
So are you?
Yeah, no, I'm still not done setting up either, so I'm not going to be on long.
You know, they're not going to let you vote there, right?
So just like Bob, we got to set up a 12-minute clock for Jamie too.
Probably close to the 5-minute clock, but yeah.
But hold. He said, "Hold my beer, Bob."
Oh man, how are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
I'm recovering from Toronto. I know Joe had a mishap.
Ooh,
Multiple mishaps.
Multiple mishaps. He said, "Steve, get me an Uber." So I got him an Uber, and then the Uber texted me. He said, "Yeah, we're not doing this." And I was like, "How do I get a hold of Joe? I have no idea. Smoke signals? How do I do this?"
oh my gosh.
The way would have been for Kayla not to leave me till the Uber showed up.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Easy, Joe.
Which meant which meant I missed my flight, but I get to hang out with Kayla at dinner, and and then it was a long. I think all the signs say just don't come back to Canada again.
Oh,
We just don't want you.
Oh, no.
we got to figure out the SIM card thing next time.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. We're so polite. We try to make our points very subtly, Joe.
You Canadians are known for saying they're sorry for nearly everything.
Yeah, Joe, don't come back. Sorry.
Right.
Oh man.
How was the show last weekend for you, Jamie?
Richmond was a really good show. The villains were really a big thing, and it's funny because there was a dude who bought a canvas, and he's like, he was gonna buy the Joker and the Shredder canvas, and the Shredder had sold, and he's like, well, how do I get a hold of the Shredder? And I was like, well, you can try ordering it right in front of me, and that's what he did. He whipped out his phone, and he ordered it right in front of me, and he asked me all the questions and everything, and we got it done, and it was really cool too, just because I finally got to meet Alan Oppenheimer, and I've been wanting to meet that guy forever.
He's very nice.
Anyone who knows me knows I've loved Skeletor forever. I mean, he was the first of the villains I did. It was a natural pick. So to meet him, I got to talk to him for a minute or so. There was nobody in his line. So it was just really cool. And his handler was really cool too. Man, I don't think I could have asked for much more, to be honest with you. I'll remember that day forever.
He's 91. I'm glad you got it in under the wire.
Oh my God.
That's what people were telling me. They were like, he's like 91 years old, man. If you want to meet him, you better meet him now. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. You guys are like really just putting a clock on that expiration date or whatever.
No, I don't want to blow the Skeletor persona. But do you realize he did a movie where he played a Jewish secret agent called Oi Oi 7?
No.
Who was that?
It's true. Look it up.
I'm looking it up.
Oh my gosh.
IMDb that thing. We got to. So here's one question I did want to ask you, Jamie. So did you just let him sign wherever he want, or did you ask him to sign in the upper left-hand corner?
He was like, where should I sign this? And his handler was like, well, you don't want to sign right on Skeletor. He's like, we want to make the art. We want to keep the artwork pretty or whatever. So I was like, well, what about the upper left-hand corner or whatever? And so he was really debating about what color to use. And first he grabbed silver, and we signed it with silver. And then I had the other one, and he's like, I think we should do red on that one. So he pulled the red out, and he signed with that one. And personally, I like his choice, the red one, better. But I mean, hell, just to have a piece of my artwork with his signature on it is man, I don't know that I ever would have thought that'd be a thing, back in the day when I was a kid watching that cartoon. Like, oh yeah, by the way, something you drew, one of these days, the guy who voices one of your favorite villains is going to sign it, just so you know. I don't know, man. It's a dream come true.
So this was the dream over losing your virginity. This was really your goal.
Oh no, losing my virginity. I knew that was going to happen sooner or later.
Did you know? Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, hell, slipping on a banana peel. It's going to happen someday.
Wow. You know,
but to meet Alan Oppenheimer, not necessarily.
You know what you would be great drawing? It occurs to me.
What?
You remember those like wacky hot rods with like sort of those monster guys driving them with Nazi helmets and shit? You would look good doing those cartoons of, I don't know, maybe guys in spaceships or new cars or something like that. You would just do a bunch of great, like really distorted looking troll guys.
That would be cool. I could try that.
All right, give me credit. Don't whatever. Okay.
Hey, that's fine, man. That's fine.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind that.
Anne Marie has a question. Anne Marie, we will be setting up on the Wednesday. I will be flying in on the Wednesday for setup in Philadelphia. So, anyways, I have a list. Should we get to it, or do we just want to keep bantering around?
Let Bob pick one.
I think I saw. Is this the 50th episode we've done?
Is it?
I saw on the email. No.
I have no idea.
Okay.
If it is, happy anniversary.
I was gonna say, like, we should do something special for the 50th.
Oh,
How about be funny? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
It
I like
is
that
our
one.
50th anniversary. I had no idea. That's how low energy. That's what my week's been. I had no idea it was our 50th episode. Anyways, and we have 5 people on. So, gentlemen, give yourselves a pat on the back.
In the audience,
we haven't been canceled yet. I don't think we've been found, but we haven't been canceled yet. Anyway,
these will be the bonus episodes on the DVD once the history of this show is collected.
yeah,
oh, there you go.
all 50 episodes.
Oh, this is a farewell.
All right, so time is money, and Bob and Jamie are on pressured time. So let's start with this one. I thought this was pretty interesting, and I was hoping Chad would be on so that we could talk about this. But there's a big push coming with this Artists Elite. Have you guys heard about the Artists Elite that's been happening?
Nope.
So a bunch of artists got together, and I think they're trying to replicate the Image idea. Oh, is that what you're working on right now?
I'm working on a cover for Artist Elite. Yes, I've done about 5 or 6 so far.
Of different
Wow.
artists or just Chad?
With Chad and with Ali Garza.
Ah, cool. So essentially, all these artists got together, and basically they're jump-starting their own IPs. They're doing it under a fresh new banner similar to Image called Artists Elite, and they're starting to do their online big push.
June.
Hmm?
June is when it starts. Yeah.
Well, apparently they're doing a big thing at the Fan Expo Dallas. That's when they're going to be doing the big convention. So, anyways, so the question here is, well, I guess Mustafa, you're the only one that was aware of it. Not very good.
Yeah. One of the guys. Yeah.
Do you think the industry is so back? If we look at parallels when this happened with Image, a bunch of guys who were in their prime broke away from Marvel and started their own shingle, and we got Spawn, we got Youngblood, all these books,
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something the industry needs? Do you think it's ready?
Well, needs I don't know about, but it's nice because it's really all the top guys that you see at Comic-Cons that maybe don't have regular books right now. Like Tyler Kirkham, he had regular books, but right now he's just doing variant covers and stuff for people. So it's all of the artists are having their own creator ideas, So like this is like the thing I'm working on is actually it's an amalgam of like Brett Booth's idea, Tyler Kirkham's idea, Ali's idea, and they're drawing each other's characters, which is kind of fun too, right? It's not just okay, you play in your sandbox, I'm gonna play in mine. They're all kind of mingling together, which is kind of fun. So you get to see their takes on each other's characters. And I got other friends, Ryan Kincaid, he's part of it. A few other guys. Most of them are people that I've met, I've hung out with. So it's kind of cool to see like. Yeah, it's not necessarily the firepower of Image, and they had lofty goals, and I don't know if they met all their goals, but for better or worse, they changed the industry. So I don't know if this is going to change the industry necessarily, but it's a fun thing to be a part of.
Well, I think it's interesting from the standpoint, like, what was this is why I wanted to chat. I want to know what was the genesis of this. Is like, so essentially, like, where's Image in all this? Where's like Top Cow and all these other, because that's what they were supposed to do, right? Is be platforms for new artists, new ideas to jumpstart new IPs. And it's almost like they've slowed down on that. I'm trying to gauge where this fits in terms of the industry today, because it seems like everybody seems to have a frowny face to what Marvel and the lack of energy of what Marvel and DC's putting out.
Well, I mean,
but-
I don't know, but I think you get tired of people telling you what to do and what not to do, and you go, "This is my idea, and I don't particularly want to run it by you." And you know, and I mean, Chad's going to keep doing covers. I think a bunch of those guys do covers, so they have some kind of a regular income. And then they look at Ron Wagner. What's his name? Garney.
Ron Garney, yeah.
Garney, he's doing his own book.
Mhm.
I mean, I think everybody just goes, I'm tired of art directors and editors and companies who won't listen to me. And
Well, and keeping a small percent versus 100% is a big
I mean,
deal.
look at Eric Larson. Savage Dragon's still going on. What's it been? 25 years? I'm assuming.
30 years.
Okay, I'm assuming he's making a pretty good living that he's been doing
And
for 30 years.
He's on issue 270 or something. Like,
Yeah, you know, I mean, Byrne.
and he's writing. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the reason Byrne does what he does on that Elsewhere stuff is because he doesn't want anybody to tell him what to do.
yeah.
And he does whatever. I've never read one, even though I ink the art on for collectors. I think that's you know, people like Jim Starlin have come to me over the years and said, "I'm just I'm going to do something else." You go, "Well, what are you fed up with?" It's editors who don't know what they're talking about, companies who don't write green light good jobs, covers that get changed because they don't like the way you made the face. You know, just wears you down. And deadlines. I'm assuming these people will have some kind of a professional schedule, but if it's, you know, not to do 20 pages over the weekend because the book's late.
Right. Right.
Bob, do you have any thoughts on this? You were still knee deep in the industry when Image was coming around and evolving. Have you ever thought about doing your own story? And
Yeah, I think we've all thought about it. It's a lot of work. I was never really a writer. I didn't want to start writing my own stories. And I was still, you know, getting steady work at Marvel and DC when Image came around. I didn't feel it necessary to, you know, I did try out Pacific Comics and Techno Comics and Future Comics and all these other companies. I did a little work for everybody that was around. You know, it's a gamble when you go off and try to do your own project, and you might get lucky and you might not. And I just, you know, I was fine where I was, but I think it's a great idea for these people to be going off and trying to get their own projects going where they own the properties, and instead of working for other companies and giving the majority of the profits away. Sure. I mean, it's a great idea.
I sold one piece of original art, and it was to Chad. It was the first cover to the first Artist Elite book that Ali and me did. So he's like, you know what? If it's a big thing, I want to be a part of the. You know, I want to have the original that started.
I don't know if it was a big financial success, but Milestone was a bunch of people going, we don't see ourselves in comics, and there must be other people who want to see that kind of stuff, and let's make a company. And I guess it worked for a while, you know. And now
Didn't they just start up again?
Yeah. DC. I think DC bought them, and they're starting up all again.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they've been talking about doing a launch like that for a while. Jamie, did you know about this? Like, do you have any thoughts?
I'd heard a little bit of rumblings about it, but not fully in the knowledge about it or anything like that. But I mean, I think it's always good when there's a alternative to the big bad guys. You know, I mean, Marvel, DC had Image, you know, when that came out, and to put it in other terms, you know, when WWF and WCW were a thing, along comes ECW, and they changed the industry forever. I mean, it's always great to have new innovation walk through the door and challenge the status quo and get people to think a little differently about what they're watching and what they're seeing on a daily basis. I'm excited to see what they come out with. I think it could be monumental. I mean, you know, I look at it this way: nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know, I applaud them for even taking the chance, because I think it's high time we have something out there besides, you know, Superman and Wolverine and Batman. You know, let's try to create new icons, which I think would be super exciting.
Well, like the Authority was a real change on what was going on with group books. It was like the X-Men, but not.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the Authority.
Right.
Yeah.
But years and years ago, when Joe Quesada was merely mortal, we had an idea for an Elsewhere job, and he got all excited, and I went, calm down. This is comic books, and it never happened. It's just like, well, we talked to some, you show up with an idea nobody had before. They go, they're suspect of it because why did nobody ever have it before? And it's because you don't think like us, and yeah, it's the corporate world. They just don't want to chance stuff, I think.
Well, I think also another angle to this is in a world where anything live action doesn't get touched unless it's a reboot, rehash, or sequel. It seems like the only opportunity for fresh new ideas is through a comic book medium.
Unless you're Men in Black and Resident Alien and a couple of other things, which Men in Black, like nobody ever heard of till the movie. And I think every artist and writer team are looking to do the next Men in Black, and every company is looking to find the next Men in Black. So at least that gives room for people to do something different. But, like anything else, it's not going to sell unless somebody notices it. How do you get it noticed in the whole enormous slush pile of everything that people are trying to do? Is somebody licking a dog? What's up?
What's going on?
Jamie, is that you?
It's Kentucky. It's Kentucky.
Steve, I gotta get going. I'll see you guys next time.
Dog's
All
scary.
right.
How's your porch? How's your deck?
The porch is done. The deck is done. The kitchen's done. Everything's done.
We want pictures.
Yeah.
We want to see the size of your deck.
Oh man.
All right, I'll send you pictures.
Show them.
Look at everybody. Bob's sending deck pictures.
That's what I was waiting to hear.
It'll fill at least 8 minutes.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I can't wait to show my wife. Look, Bob's sending me deck pics.
And good luck on that TV show you're starring in. Okay.
All right. See you
All right,
guys.
Bob, take your time. We'll see you later.
Yeah, I just wanted to do deck picks.
Let's talk about that guy now.
Oh jeez.
I don't even. Did we still have time on the clock? I think the counter was still going down. Eric, check the clock. I think he bailed early. I think we went into somewhere he didn't give a crap about.
When I'm vaguely on the subject, when Jim Shooter had a company called Broadway Comics, I think the backer was Lorne Michaels from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's right.
And the reason was because, or like when Neil Simon was doing plays, instead of putting them on Broadway, he put them on TV because it didn't take 2 years to get there, And the Broadway people, they could do an idea without having to go through development and this and that and the other thing. It's like, okay, can you have it up in a month? So that's another thing. If you're not constrained with all the steps, you can get something up faster and see if somebody likes it faster.
Well, and the guy who's running it, his name's Sean Hadushko. He's been kind of in the periphery of comics for a long time. Hey, there's John.
Doing what? Hello, John.
He was
Could you lay
a
down, please?
artist. So like at Comic Cons, he would get like commissions to artists, and then he would take a little cut, from the sketch covers or whatever he'd provide. And then each year the jobs got bigger and bigger. And then he started doing exclusive covers for Marvel and DC. And now he's like, well, I want to just do my comics and stuff, exclusive covers.
So is there there's a manager or a ringleader?
Yeah, the guy just did.
So,
Sean Hadushko.
So this wasn't like a bunch of artists.
It's a bunch of artists that, he came to them and said like, hey, do you want to do your own book? I'll take care of that. And then you do the art and story.
Right. Okay. So there's I'll go teach that router.
He tuned in. He was like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Well, regardless, we wish them luck and look forward to reading the books when they come out.
Where'd John go?
There he is. He's back. Ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it's probably because I didn't introduce him properly. It's like a wrestling entrance. You gotta You got to be on that beat, right, John?
I need theme music. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would
Wait.
do the death march from Star Wars for you.
Oh, dun 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 dun. Dun. I like
Right.
that.
Right.
What about pyro, John? Would there be any pyro?
Oh, lots of pyro. Gotta have pyro.
There we go. There we go.
I do understand that.
And then everybody would start chanting, Hebert. Start doing the Goldberg chant. How you
Oh
doing,
my
Mr.
God.
Hebert? How's life?
I'm all right. How are you all doing? It's been a while.
Yes.
Okay.
It has been a while. How you feeling?
Okay. We had a rough couple of weeks, but we're back on the stick now.
Good.
That's good. We need you healthy and in fine form for Philadelphia.
Could
Yeah.
the stick be what's making you sick?
Could be.
Getting
You
back
never
on-
know. It wasn't just sick. We had some family issues with one of my children too, so it was a little difficult.
But you're on the other side of the hill. You're on the right
I
side.
like to think so.
Good.
I-
Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw, but a gentleman who bought 2 of your canvas, your Thundercats and Silverhawks, posted it online with his collection, and it looked quite grand.
Oh, I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, I'll send you the pictures. And of course, he's asking, when are you going to finish the trilogy?
Soon. I'm getting back into art now. I did finish. Did you get an email from me today, by the way?
I did. I saw some Morbius love.
Morbius love, man.
Oh.
Well, I'll wait for show and tell.
Yeah.
But that's finally finished. I finally was able to get that palette cleanser out of my system, and now I'm doing my first convention in months this weekend in Geneva, New York, the Finger Lakes, and then I'm going to be back here and hopefully back to abnormal.
Well, Thomas just posted that he received his John Hebert drawing yesterday. So,
Good.
Mr. Hebert, your talents are going forth into the universe.
Oh, that's good.
So let's go on to the next topic. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but last time we were on, I squeezed in the last 2 minutes the Kenobi trailer that dropped, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but leveraging off of what was that character's name that was in Boba Fett on the end there? What was his name again? The one you
Cad Bane?
Cad Bane. So leveraging off of the conniption of Cad Bane, the fact that it didn't look cartoon accurate, the internet lost its ever-loving mind that the Inquisitors don't look like Inquisitors. They look like Nerf contemporaries.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Are the Inquisitors from the cartoon too?
Yeah,
They're from the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Because I just remember them from the video game from the one that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, so apparently all the amateurs who basically downloaded an app decided they were going to show Lucasfilm how to fix it. Jamie, you are our resident scholars. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, you can't make everybody happy. I mean, if you're going to talk about changes from the cartoon to the live action, I mean, Ahsoka's headdress, whatever, should be bigger and longer than it is on Rosario Dawson. I mean, Cad Bane's face, yeah, there's something with that. You can't make everybody happy. There's just no way. So,
Rosario Dawson,
you do what you
makes me
can.
happy. Rosario Dawson.
Well, she makes a lot of people happy.
Really happy. Okay. Rosario, if you're listening.
Oh man. Hey, she might reply.
I think it's awesome that Rosario Dawson starts at part 2 where he talks about something else, and then she ends up in Marvel, and now she's in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
She's working her way up.
Oh yeah.
But what is there any other fan base that loses their mind more than Star Wars fans?
Star Trek
wrestling fans.
Wrestling, yeah. Well, okay, so you said that the internet lost its mind. There was a guy who did some post-editing thing with Luke Skywalker from the last season of Mando, and Star Wars saw it and he got a job doing it. So sometimes it works to be the squeaky wheel.
Yeah.
Never did for me.
Guy. I'm talking about the internet.
Right. But there was somebody did a fan opening for Doctor Who, and it became the actual show's opening.
Yep.
See, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for I think it was for Peter Capaldi's Doctor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but sometimes the internet is right. That sounded awful. I hated it.
Mustafa, you had to preface that first. Should I? let the
I
chat-
hated how it tasted when I said that. But sometimes the internet does get things right.
Hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Exactly.
Personally,
That's true. That's true.
personally, I think Jar Jar Binks just needs a tweak.
Yeah. They gave him evil eyes. Like, that's all I see when I see it now. I see those evil eyes they gave him.
I know I have my Jar Jar Binks plush toy,
Oh, good.
which I hope will be.
Oh,
you
you
know,
just sat on
really
it.
Oh dear.
He just sat on
Oh
it.
dear.
Oh, you sat on a. Ouch.
Yeah. yeah.
Well, that's
How did this happen, sir? I sat
I
on
put,
Jar
I put
Jar.
my everything into these things. What do you want?
Yeah, I guess so. That thing's gonna be worth more now. It's got his DNA.
Right, right.
we
Special
can
link
clone
on
him
that.
now.
Yeah, special.
Clone him.
I have a roll of used Stanley toilet paper. I've framed on the wall.
Oh.
And,
How do you get that certified?
You know what I thought they should have merchandised in the
pictures,
70s?
pictures.
Evil
on the toilet.
Knievel toilet paper. I would have bought that.
Evil Knievel toilet paper.
Really? Wouldn't you have bought like a Donald Trump toilet paper? So you can...
Oh, I would buy that too.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Except it'll
since
give
we're
you an
talking about how
infection.
the internet was right and everything, that segues into Marvel cannot have a week without dropping a trailer, and they dropped Miss Marvel. Did anybody see the Miss Marvel trailer?
What is it?
No.
Yeah.
What, Moon Knight?
No, Miss Marvel.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't seen it.
And
Yep, saw it.
They changed her. They didn't.
Was
Jamie,
it
what-
a known quantity where like they weren't gonna make her stretchy? They were gonna just have energy shooting out of her or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
like-
lose their minds about that too.
Yeah, she's got like wristbands that make her special, and she's not an Inhuman anymore.
Yeah, something like that.
Shang-Chi, it's all about wristbands now.
Who?
I
Miss
guess
Marvel?
so.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
know, Marvel wants to distance
Yeah.
themselves as much as possible from Inhumans. You know,
I
after that TV
think-
show. After that TV show.
I think they don't want to step on Mr. Fantastic's introduction.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That could be. That could be.
Will they? I got it.
And there's a lot of what was that movie, Somebody versus the Universe?
Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, there's a lot of Scott Pilgrim in here, and a little
Yeah.
bit of Spider-Verse.
So wait, so she's not an Inhuman anymore?
Nope.
Really?
Yep, they gave her some bands.
Jeez. Well, isn't
Um,
that the way? That's the way Captain Marvel originally was. He had those mega bands. Remember?
Yeah.
Wait, who is this character?
Miss
Miss
Marvel.
That not to be confused with Captain Marvel, the female. Oh, wait,
she's been around for a
no,
decade.
Brie Larson.
Yeah, not that one. But
No.
she's going to be in the next Brie Larson movie. It's going to be called like Marvels, right?
The Marvels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
All right.
Didn't we see that coming?
Jeez.
Yeah, that's basically the adjustment. See, she's got like magic bands.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
And Magic Spanx.
So wait, so she doesn't have her like traditional outfit? Oh, okay. There. Okay, we see.
Yeah, she has a traditional outfit. It's just her power base is different.
Well, I mean, I like that she's kind of like a fan of Marvel that becomes a superhero. I like that aspect of it. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Get
Yeah.
ready not to like it. Go ahead.
Mustafa, I'm sure we will get a very loving review from you.
I liked Hawkeye. I liked Loki. I liked Winter Soldier and Falcon. I liked those shows. I didn't love any of them, but I liked them.
Yeah, I didn't love any of them.
All right, Jamie, what did you think? You actually saw it.
I'm reserving judgment right now. I was never really a huge fan of the character. I
Yeah.
don't know what I think about the show just seeing it, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I think. I mean, just like Hawkeye, going into that show, I was like, eh. And
Yeah.
honestly, Hawkeye to me was a much better show than it had any right to be.
Yeah. I
So-
think going in, if you just look at the trailers going in, it looks like Moon Knight is like the show that we want. And everything else, we're just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you
Is
see the
any-
latest Moon Knight drop?
yeah, I did.
It's
Moon Knight. That's out in what, 15 days or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Next week, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's next or something. next week, I think.
I don't know. I got some email saying like 15 days, but I don't know when I got it. So
Well,
I just hope,
basically, it has to be done before Kenobi drops. Essentially, Moon Knight, Kenobi, and then Miss Marvel.
Oh, and they're gonna do it for May the 4th, aren't they? Kenobi.
oh yeah, maybe.
That's smart. That is smart.
All right, gents, I gotta go.
All right, Jamie, say hi.
Hey, Jamie.
Look in Lexington.
Yeah, Lexington,
Good.
Lexington, Kentucky. So yeah, I'll check you boys out later. Have a good one.
See ya.
See ya.
If-
All my
if
love.
you see Mitch O'Connell, pop him one for me.
There you go.
I will.
Mm.
And one for me as well, my friend.
Human turtle.
Thanks,
See,
guys.
that's what we need, Jamie. We're gonna miss you because we don't get to see you until Orlando. No, St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis.
Yeah. We definitely could use your muscle at some of these shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it's our anniversary. Yeah, man.
When is St. Louis again?
St. Louis is when is St. Louis? That's a good question.
You're
I
not
don't know
gonna be.
days anymore. All right.
Now I gotta look
All right.
this stuff up.
Take care.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi.
St. Louis is. Oh my God, I don't have it here.
I think it's like May.
May 1st, right?
There you
Weekend of
go.
May 1st. So I know that I go St. Louis, and then literally I go right from St. Louis to Orlando.
Well, but you're gonna be in Cleveland before that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So is Jamie not doing Cleveland?
Nope.
Oh.
Else. He's going somewhere else. All right, so there's 3 things off my list. Anybody here a Star Trek fan?
Sure, of course.
Any what?
Anybody
Star
here a Star Trek fan? No? All
Picard's,
right.
Picard's better this season than last one.
I saw the first episode last night, and so much better. That first episode was tight. Well done. But Trek seems to be on a roll, dropping stuff. Picard dropped. They released the trailer for Strange New Worlds, and apparently they're recasting Kirk.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Pine isn't Kirk?
No,
They're doing.
no. For Strange New Worlds, you know how like there's Quinto for the movies,
Yeah.
then they have a Spock for.
Oh! I didn't know anything about this. So there's going to be another Star Trek with Kirk on it on TV.
Yeah,
And Pike.
He's gonna be like a side character for Strange New Worlds.
Oh well, Pike is the guy who played it in the TV show last time.
Yep.
Who was
Yeah.
on the Inhumans as Black Bolt of all things.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was. I'm looking forward to that. But you know what? I noticed that when they recast people, the guy who played the young Spock was so much better looking than Leonard Nimoy, and the guy who played the young Han Solo was so much better looking than Harrison Ford. It's like they just go for cuter.
He was so much shorter, also.
The toys, right?
What?
You got to sell the toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of Star Trek stuff happening, and there's rumors of Star Trek 4's finally got the go ahead with Pine and Quinto.
I wonder if they're going to have another Chekhov.
That's a good question. What are they going to do with Chekhov?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can ignore it or they can recast it. I'm just wondering if they need the character or not.
Well, here's a question: does anybody care about Star Trek 4? All these
I
characters
do.
are going to be coming into Strange New Worlds anyway.
Was there a lot of unanswered questions after the third one?
No, they basically stuck. They basically signed up for another 5-year run.
Right. I don't remember which is which, but when they had the last Star Trek movie with Patrick Stewart in it, the series finale was so much better than the movie.
Oh yeah.
It almost felt like, oh, let's put some effort into this thing, but you know, I don't get it. I don't, you know, it's like, again, it's an art. You never know what's really going to pan out. But sometimes people just coast. They don't care. They're there for the bucks, and you know.
Well, the reason why Nemesis tanked was because, literally before they started shooting, they had their budget cut in half.
Oh yeah.
Because they spent all the money and hired the Gladiator screenwriter, and this was supposed to be the Swan Song, and then they hired Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy was the younger Picard in Nemesis.
I don't remember.
Really? Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy. He was the younger Picard in Nemesis,
Huh.
and it was they were supposed to have this big swan song, and it became anything but. It just became forgettable.
Well, the other part is the people who wrote the Star Trek finale weren't getting paid anywhere near as much as the Gladiator writer, and they do a better job. So just because you pay somebody more money, it's no guarantee.
Yeah.
Look at the Image guys.
Yeah.
The who?
The Image guys.
Image guys. Well, I mean, look at Showgirls, and feel free. They paid him $2 million for one line. Showgirls in Vegas or something like that. He just wrote like one line.
Yep.
They went, okay, here's $2 million. It's like we're sure to do something good with it now. So.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was funny because my wife goes, "What show do you want to watch?" I said, "Well, can we check out the Picard that started?" And she immediately went to Disney Plus. I was like, "Oh no!" She goes, "What do you mean? Star Trek's on Disney Plus?" No, it's not. It is not. It is so not. Star Wars is over here. Star Trek is over there.
Paramount, right?
Yeah, Paramount Plus. Anyways,
Paramount.
Pizza before she's home and chaos.
All right, going on to the next one. So with all the new stuff starting to come out, of course, we're coming into April, and April is usually when the engine starts going and all the new stuff starts dropping. What specifically TV series or movie are you looking forward to the most, Mustafa?
Well, I'd say Moon Knight.
Moon Knight?
Yeah. I like Oscar Isaac, and I like Moon Knight, and I want to see them do some magic on screen.
They definitely look like they're having fun with it, though.
Yeah.
I have my reservations about it.
All we've heard so far is him with the British accent. I want him to just like switch over to the steely Mr. Knight with an American accent, because like they haven't done that yet, have they, in the trailers?
No.
Yeah. So
they've shown the still images of Mr. Knight, though.
Right.
And they did release a clip where some girl is like begging him to put the suit on, and he has no idea what she's talking about.
Right. Did you have reservations, John?
I have some reservations. I think the suit looks awkward.
It
really?
looks like a mummy superhero. Yeah.
I'm the world's biggest Moon Knight fan, and I always loved those the old Sienkiewicz stuff. And I mean, I like most of it, but it just looks like the kind of thing that they would have done in the 80s, and people would have like pooed all over it because, oh, geez, it just looks chintzy, It almost looks like something they would have done as a tie-in with the Incredible Hulk. Just the suit,
Yeah.
What about you, John? What are you looking forward to seeing this summer?
Heels. The second season of Heels.
Is that a TV show?
Yeah.
A wrestling show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, educate me. What is Heels?
It is about a family that owns a small wrestling company in Georgia, and it's kind of loosely based on a little bit of the Von Erich history in some ways. But like the father has killed himself, and the two sons are trying to keep the company together. And the one son, who's the responsible one, is the big heel of the company. And the brother was kind of the good guy coming up, and there was drama. And then there's a guy who's like a national guy who wants to take over, and he's courting the younger brother. And there's all this family drama, and they're trying to build, and they were building for the fair. And then there's this young woman wrestler that's involved with the younger son, and she's coming up, and they've been keeping her down. Somehow it ends up at the county fair, the final episode. She won the title from both of them. And it was just really, in the beginning, I was like, and by about the fourth episode, it really got rolling, and it drew you in.
So what's that on?
What was
Stars,
it?
right?
Is it on
Stars, yes.
Stars. Yeah.
So that's season 2's coming soon, and it's, the lead is the guy that was Arrow, Stephen Amell.
Steve Amell?
He's the lead. He's the older brother.
Joe, your audio's out. You never sound better though.
Oh no.
Oh, we're back to sign language.
Uh-oh. There
Joe,
we go.
Joe's best way of expressing himself.
Well, yes.
So, Joe, we'll ask you what you're looking forward to. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, and he's gone. Okay.
And he's gone.
He
Screen
can't
that.
offend
Come
anybody
on.
anymore.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but just from a curiosity factor of who's going to pop up, I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the big winner. Yeah.
Your hair looks great. You look marvelous.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I feel
Feeling good.
spicy. All right. Okay.
With that said, I don't know if we've asked this question before. I read a rumor that one of the post-credit scenes is that the only surviving member of the Illuminati will be the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic from the movie. I forget, and he's going to be the principal antagonist for the Fantastic Four movie. So that would make him the ultimate Reed Richards, right? Because in the MCU, they did the Ultimate Fantastic Four. Reed Richards goes evil, and then when they amalgamated everything, he survived and became another character with that thing on his head. What did they call him? No? Anybody out there?
I didn't read it, so I don't know.
That's all new to me. Right?
Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you, Joe. You're back.
Okay. Hey, John, how did you like Glow?
Ugh. No.
Oh, was it no good?
What's the matter, John? You don't like girls?
I like girls, but I'm a purist as far as my wrestling is concerned.
Okay.
Well, I never watched the show, but I watched Glow back in the 80s. How the show wasn't any good?
Well, I found it amusing, but I don't know anything about wrestling, so I couldn't be offended.
Well, I remember watching it. It would be on like Saturday nights, and I had to stay for it and stuff. But like, I always wanted to watch the TV show, but I never did. Is it garbage?
It's cute and it's set, and there's lots of naked women now and again.
Well, okay, maybe I'll do
That
a shot.
we didn't have on the Saturday night show. Yeah.
See, now I'm writing it down.
Glow. Yeah.
It's got Mark Maron in it as the guy trying to hold it together.
Yeah.
You can find him amusing.
Something.
Right.
All right, Joe, what are you looking forward to seeing this summer?
I'm not that up on what's going on, so I don't know. I'm curious about Moon Knight, certainly. But I'm really not aware of the crop of stuff that's about to show up.
Wow.
Well, they will be pleasantly surprised. With
Well, Doctor Strange. I mean, look, everybody that's known a Doctor Strange movie, and I go to all of them, and we'll see.
I get the feeling Marvel is going to try to one up Spider-Verse.
Of course.
After how much money it did and how expansive it was, they're like, oh yeah, okay, well here, Tom Cruise.
Well, that's what they did with the last Spider-Man movie, where they got multiple.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're trying to one up, because Spider-Verse, critically and financially, is as good as anything Disney's put out with their Marvel movies lately. So I think they're going to try to be like, okay, this isn't just another Doctor Strange movie. This is going to be a Marvel movie featuring Doctor Strange.
Well, I think it's also because Sony. It's almost like you gave them the Daffy Duck, and now here comes the Bugs Bunny.
I like Daffy.
Yes, but it's not Bugs Bunny. A long time ago, my packaging agent told me, you sell your Daffy Duck, but you keep your Bugs Bunny. No?
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So we were talking about earlier about how you keep 100% of the profits of your own properties.
Okay.
So when you're a screenwriter, usually you have a plethora of story ideas.
I see. Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
So what they do to break you in is they want you to.
Yeah, but Disney sold their Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So that analogy, I don't know how that works though.
No, I mean in terms of like, because they started it with Loki. The thread started with Loki, right?
Yeah.
The whole idea of this multiverse, and now it's fractured. Blah blah.
Well, I think it's funny that like Sony came to Disney, 6-7 years ago with their hat in their hand, saying like, "Look, we can't make a Spider-Man movie to save our life. Can you help?" And they said, "Okay, yeah, just let us run it." And then they got Tom Holland, and they put him in Civil War, and did well. And now Sony's like, "Oh man, you really showed us how to put on the right kind of clothes and have makeup on and everything. You know what? We're prettier than you now. We don't need you anymore.
But
You know?
why do you say they couldn't make a Spider-Man movie to save their lives? They were all hits.
So since the first Spider-Man movie, each Spider-Man movie did less than the previous one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a downward trend where you could see they were going to try to make more with the Garfield things, but
Yes.
nobody.
And I liked him. I thought he got a raw deal.
No, he was great. Just like I
Yeah.
thought Ben Affleck was a good Batman. It's just the movies around
Absolutely.
him.
And I thought George Clooney could have been a great Batman if they just given him a decent script.
he was phoning that performance in. He was just George Clooney in that movie.
He was, but he certainly physically could have been a great Batman, and he could have played the part. But I think when he saw the script, he just did, like you said, he phoned it in. He was there, and not much more than that.
Yeah, I think
You said everybody did.
The
Yeah.
fact that Batman
Well,
has
except Schwarzenegger, who was over the top as always.
right. Chill.
Yeah, my heart is cold. I have no emotion, so I'm going to spend the next 90 minutes making jokes.
Breeze. Yeah.
so just
Yeah,
like
Thor:
your-
Love and Thunder. If that's coming out this year, I might put that on my list ahead of
What is?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, sure. I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, Taika, man. He's great.
is that the one after Strange, or is there
It'll
one
be after
before?
Strange, yeah.
After Strange.
Well, because they're going to focus on Jane Foster, but it could be the way to bring in Galactus or something else.
Am I right that every Marvel movie has some guest somewhere just to make sure? Like somebody always has to show up as some kind of a surprise.
Black Panther. Black Panther. I don't think they did.
Yeah. Well, okay, but I mean,
No, I'm just thinking. Like, other than that, yeah, you're right. But like, Black Panther was a pretty self-contained story. You didn't have to know about this. You didn't have to know about
Right.
that. They had Claw from Age of Ultron, but other than that,
right.
you didn't have to know who he was.
I feel sorry for whatever actor gets cast as the next Black Panther because
Mm.
automatically people will go, oh,
Do you want to hear my idea?
Let's hear your
all day long.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So Michael B. is a great actor, and they killed him off as Killmonger, right? Like the director and Michael B. Jordan made some great movies, and then when they made Fruitvale Station, which was a great movie. They made Creed, which was a great movie, and then Black Panther's already cast, so he's like, "Well, I can't cast him. I'll just cast him as the bad guy." And then they killed him off, but you can bring him back. They got cloning technology. Bring him back. Make him Black Panther.
Well, they've got the multiverse now. They can just bring
Yeah,
back-
just pluck him out of the multiverse. Get
Yeah.
a fingernail clipping and make a new
Well, don't forget he's the Black Panther. He was a Black Panther in the
What If?
What
Yeah.
If.
But he was kind of a jerk Black Panther, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, so like they got to shave off some of those edges. Yeah.
Okay, so are we thinking that Blade's going to be any good?
I like the guy, Mahershala Ali. He's good.
Well, it sounds like they're going to be putting.
Yeah, but
he's not going to be by himself. It sounds
It's gonna
like
be him
they're,
and Black Knight, right?
yeah. It sounds like they're trying to set up the whole monster MCU part
okay.
of the world.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac was saying he wants to be a part of that. He doesn't want to be a part of the Avengers. He wants to be was it Midnight Suns with Ghost Rider and
Right.
Yeah, and they'll bring like Dracula and Werewolf by Midnight or Midnight by wherever it is.
Werewolf by
Yeah.
Night.
Werewolf by Night.
Thank you.
No, it's Millie Night Nurse, Patsy Walker Night Nurse. Oh, okay.
So, by the way, did anybody see the pictures of Nicolas Cage as Dracula?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
What?
like Halloween. Was he cosplaying?
No, he's doing that movie Renfield.
Is it really?
Yeah, the first picture hit yesterday on Facebook. And
He's
it's,
wearing a red velvet couch.
I got
yes, pretty much.
look at this.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna totally check out now and look at this.
He looks very, very Bella. Very
Oh.
Bella drag queen.
If
Well,
anything, he should be Renfield.
That was what I thought. I'm like, oh great, he's in Renfield. Oh wait, he's Dracula. What?
While Mustafa is checking that out, it's the top of the hour. We're going to do a featured open. There we go. It must be funny. Eric, find that picture while we do the featured art prints.
Woo!
I take it you
Yeah.
found it there, Mustafa.
I think so too.
Where is it? There we go. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Looks like the Joker.
Right. right?
Who is that guy? Who is that guy that did the low budget Fantastic Four?
Oh, Corman, Roger Corman.
Roger
Yeah,
Corman.
he looks like a Corman version of the Joker.
Yes, he does.
Oh,
All right,
my
let's go through the
God.
featured art prints while Mustafa digests all of what Cage has to offer. Bob was here for, I think, 8.5 minutes. I don't think it was a real 12, but we got a Spider-Man Superman team up. Chad Hardin, we talked about what he's doing with Artist Salip. We got his Temerity Edith. Francine, who has better friends than us. We've got her
Yes,
Star Wars
friends.
with the Force. Jamie, who was with us briefly live from Lexington. We've got his villainous villain Skeletor. Mr. Mulligan, who's on a plane somewhere. We've got his Doctor Strange. Mr. Rubinstein, we talked about this earlier. We got your Guardians of the Galaxy. John, Mr.
Yes.
Hebert, tell us about this fine piece of art.
Punisher and Ghost Rider. That was a commission for a friend who does conventions in Jersey. I've done a couple of pieces for him that have become prints, and it was languishing in my portfolio when I showed you, and you said, "Oh, I can do something with that." And boy, did you ever! The color just works with it so well.
Yeah.
So well.
And now it is available on mbartist.com. Lobos. We've got your Thundercats. Mustafa, we talked about this earlier, your Symbiote Scrap. And my Battle of the Planets Gotcha Man. So those are the featured art prints. If you want one of those, just simply say, claim Edith, and it'll help you out. Or go over to mbartist.com and you pick any one of these, and on checkout with the promo code free shipping, you'll get exactly that free shipping. All right, let's get those out of here. It is show and tell time. Mustafa, you have something very important to share.
Yeah. So apparently it's a horror comedy, and Nicholas Hoult is going to be Renfield, and it's directed by Chris McKay, the guy who did some of the Lego movies. Anyway, I want to watch that movie now. It's going to be ridiculous. Anyway, so if anybody remembers the Jim Lee cover of Captain America and Wolverine and Black Widow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Classic cover. Okay, so this is an homage to that. It's kind of a work in progress right now. Not a lot going on, but it will be finished at some point.
Is that an Artist Elite one?
That's an Artist Elite thing. It's a mashup of 3 of the principal characters.
So is it a marketing asset, or is it a cover?
I think it's probably going to end up being both. It'll be to advertise like what to expect, and then they might use it on cover at some point.
Cool. How's your Iron Man and Prime coming?
So anyway, this Renfield.
All right, John, what do you got? Mustafa has conveniently froze on us.
What happened?
We've got some. There we go. How's the
You see me?
Ghostbusters coming, Mr. Hebert?
Slow but sure. This is done. That's my everything.
So Mustafa has unfrozen conveniently.
Was I frozen? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you completely froze. You're like, so the Renfro, and you froze.
When you freeze, you got to go like this.
Yeah.
The Carbonite, yeah, freeze. Oh no, I was saying Robert Kirkman wrote the movie, and I'm excited about it. Anyway, okay.
Mikhail says that looks awesome, John. He loves
Thank
your 101. Your
Thank you.
The 101. Mustafa, so did you want to share with us where your Iron Man and Prime is at?
Downstairs. I haven't. Yeah, they're not done.
All right.
They're what I do in my free time, and I just don't have a lot of free time.
I hear you on that. John, do you have anything else you want to share, or should we move on to Mr. Rubinstein?
Let's move on to Mr. R.
Mr. JR, what have you been doing?
Mr. R. A Elsewhere page.
Oh,
that I inked and am coloring.
So
I
when
love
you
one.
color, do you just use standard markers, or
I use many different kinds of markers depending upon layers and intensity of color.
do you mix in a little watercolor and gouache with it?
Only if it needs a correction of a nick or something like that, or maybe a little highlight. But mostly, I find markers just have the intensity that comic book coloring is supposed to look like. You know, watercolors are more uneven. So
Cool. How's your cover for number 12?
are we still doing that series?
I'm trying.
Well, when you're knowing, I'm trying.
I know it. Like I got John. John, were you happy with the colors on your 1 and 6?
Oh, I loved it. Overall, I mean, there were a couple of little things, but yeah.
Yeah. See, we're moving forward.
I just want to know that it's going to get used before I do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm teeing it up. I sent out the 8 to start doing the card backs. So
You did get my note on that one correction on the number 1 cover, right?
yeah, I sent it off.
Fill in the black. Okay, great. Thank you.
Are we still doing Shanna the She-Devil?
Yeah, after I get the Secret Wars rolling, then I'll circle back and do Sean.
Is the King Arthur and other classic literature stuff ever going to happen?
I don't know. I've got your oh god, your Frankenstein is done. That's out. The War of the Worlds I have to fix because of your spacing. We talked about that.
Okay.
And then I got John did a King Arthur.
You actually have to fix my Frankenstein.
Yes. You wanted it ripped. See, that's the problem, Joe, is you ask me to do stuff and sometimes I forget.
I've noticed.
Yeah. But I was able to get all of your yes, Anne Marie. I will get customs to get that done immediately. There you go. Actually, I did get your prints are on the way to Philadelphia, but your banner stands did not have any room, so you have to let me know what to do with them.
Well, I need them. That's what I need to do with them. So
Well,
I guess you got to mail them here or there.
Well, get your people to call my people.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, it is 4:12. That is our whatever the hell it was, show and tell. So, are you doing all the sheets like that, Joe, or just the one?
2. More often than not, they're just black and white, but this particular client wanted them colored. So.
Just out of curiosity, on the Elsewins, how many pages are done?
Well, I've done one page 4 times. I mean, it's like, you know, the big deal pages, clients keep wanting the same one. So, but, you know, I'll do whatever. So, but I think I got 7 more to go.
How many like, does he have multiple issues available?
Oh, yeah.
He's done 30 issues.
30 issues?
Yeah.
And they're all rough?
No, what do you mean rough?
Like, they're not inked, right?
They're not inked, but the pencils are tight enough to be inked, and they're lettered. And Marvel wanted to buy them, and John wouldn't. You know, so in effect, because he gives it away for free, it's fan fiction. He can get around the whole copyright thing. And then if I'm not mistaken, he sells the originals, and that's how he supports himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would think a guy like Byrne doesn't have to work to support himself. He just does it because it's something he wants to do.
Well, no, I'm saying he probably has all the commissions he wants, but because he wants to do this comic book of his own, it takes up a lot of time. So how do you make money? You sell the originals
to justify it. Yeah.
He just, and it's in effect what we were talking about before. It's like, how do I make my own comic book?
Mm-hmm.
That's how.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna open these up, John. I'll show you the latest colors I got, John.
Okay.
Since we're doing show and tell, share my screen. All right, I'll share my screen. All right, let's see if we can get it up there. The browser can't access your screen. What?
Are you having trouble getting it up?
Yep.
Oh no.
There's a lot of men your age.
I know. I'm getting old.
Having children around you will do that.
Tell me about it. Yeah. I
You know what the best
updated my Mac software, and for whatever reason, sharing screen has been a chore.
You know what the best birth control is? Spending time with children.
But then afterwards, you want to relieve the pressure somehow, and the other kid. Okay.
I mean, you guys
Yeah, well,
up there, right?
All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
well.
Let's try this. Oh, come on, Chrome tab. Are you kidding me? Share. No, doesn't want to work. Look, a screen in a screen. Well, let's see if this works. Here, I'll pull it over. All right, now try it. Does it work? Can you see it? Nope.
screen to screen.
Stupid software. I don't know why. It doesn't want to work. I tried.
Well,
This is a glorious 50th episode.
Glorious. I
Yeah.
told you I had low energy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll send you a screenshot.
okay.
For whatever
Do it
reason,
tonight if you can.
I don't want to
And
work.
when you can, remind me of all the shows I'm supposed to be doing, okay? I'm trying to get myself back in.
Philly? I know you're doing Philly and Cleveland.
When is Cleveland?
Let me pull it up.
It's like end of April, right?
Mid. I think.
Yes. Very mid. Yes.
Oh man. All right. I'm getting there.
Let me know, because I got to start making arrangements.
In radio, this is called dead air. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Radio silence.
Mr. Hebert, you will be doing Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then I have you in Cleveland on March 29th to the 1st.
March 29th. Oh, shit.
March 29th, you sure?
Oh, sorry, April 29th to May 1st.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Don't
end of
do
April.
that to me.
Yeah.
Sorry. Philadelphia is April 8th to the 10th. And then Cleveland is the 29th to May 1st.
Okay.
And then I have you again in Orlando, May 19th to the 22nd.
You know,
okay.
I landed at the Cleveland airport, and I was very impressed that because there was a convention, they had a Joe Shuster, Jerry Siegel Superman exhibit at the airport. And then I found out it wasn't for the convention; it's permanently
Cleveland.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was really nice that they acknowledged that. I mean,
The whole section of it, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they should also have like a picture of a turkeys being thrown out of a window, out of an
Yeah.
airplane, just as an acknowledgement of the history of Cleveland.
Oh, Cincinnati.
Oh, sorry, I take it all back. Okay.
The history is so memorable in Cleveland. We're going to superimpose Cincinnati.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati, Joe. It's
Sorry.
a damn song.
You know, if you've been in the business as long as I have, there's just so many brain cells they give you. You know.
So, John, it looks like you have 3 shows in 2 months, and then you take a knee until Boston, which is at the end of August.
Okay. Do we have anything in September?
Panics? No, we do not.
Okay.
But you have Boston in Canada, which is
Yeah.
Toronto, and then
And
you
when
take
is that? When is Toronto?
August. You have 2 in August.
Okay. What? Yeah, and I've also got the. Okay, I got some other stuff going too, so I'm gonna have to take a look at the.
Nothing in September, and then you got New York in October.
I'm gonna have to take a look at those dates because that's gonna be tricky. And I gotta get my passport fixed too. I still don't have that. All right. I am doing Free Comic Day in Fredericksburg, Virginia again. First time in 3 years.
Okay.
So
Just make sure you don't throw the turkeys in Cleveland.
I won't throw the turkeys in Cleveland.
They'll land in Cincinnati.
Well, that's what happens when they have wings. They can glide from Cleveland all the way to
Right.
Cincinnati.
Right.
You release them in Cleveland, they land in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Actually, Mr. Hebert, I read something that was pretty cool, a little tidbit. So apparently, did you know that they tried to write off Father Mulcahy in MASH? But
Yeah, because he had gotten hepatitis, and Alda wouldn't let them do it because he had a special ed child and he needed the work. And they actually did write the hepatitis into the storyline.
Yeah, and I read that and I was like, John probably already knows this.
Well, wait a second. Wait a second. Why just not have him in a couple of episodes and not say anything about it?
I think at that point they were also maybe trying to slim the budget down. Apparently they were always trying to nickel and dime them. There was a long issue where they couldn't get peanut butter for the craft services table, and I guess when Alda got his big raise, he would just go out and buy the peanut butter.
But,
and I mean,
but they wanted to get rid of Mulcahy for budget reasons. But what did any of the rest of that have to do with keeping him? So he got hepatitis, and
that was their excuse, I guess. Well, this is our opportunity, and Alda held fast. I mean, he was one of the original characters, even though he wasn't the original Father Mulcahy. For those of you who didn't know, in the pilot, it was somebody else.
Well, but in the movie, it was René Auberjonois.
Yeah, and in the pilot, it was George Morgan. And till the end of the show, if you look in the opening credits, you can still see George Morgan.
Okay.
And Wayne Rogers' arm. And another little tidbit, in every episode of the show, or almost every episode, every surgical scene, there's noise going on in the background.
Yeah.
And listen closely, right up until the very end, when Rogers was long gone, you can hear him saying, "Cut that. Cut that. Cut that." Which is kind of ironic, because in the MASH movie, which I'm sure you've seen, Joe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Trapper is there before he gets there. There's a surgical scene when Sutherland and Forrest, Sutherland and Skerritt start operating. And as they're panning through the operating room, there's Elliot Gould operating, and you can hear him talking, and he hasn't arrived yet.
Okay. All right. Well, when I saw the movie, I was, I think, 12 or something. And there's the scene where they lift up the hut and show Hot Lips all naked and all that stuff. And it's like, I'm 12 years old. It's really sexy. She's really naked. Now I look at it, and it's rape. It's just offensive that they did that to a person.
Those characters were genuinely evil in the book and the movie. They really were evil.
Okay. So it's interesting. I hope I evolved, and I guess society evolved. That's a horrible thing to do to somebody.
It really is.
It's not so sexy anymore.
No.
Well, I think you could say that about a lot of movies.
Watch Meatballs. Oh my God, that is a rapey movie. Makes me uncomfortable. I loved that movie when I was a kid, and I got it on disc a few years ago. We used to watch it every vacation we take it with us. And I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible.
Right. Well, at least you know in West Side Story, when Anita goes into the candy store, that is horrible what they put her through, and that's why she does what she does instead of it was okay.
I think if you look at a lot of movies, like what would you say, like 1992 back, like you could say that what was deemed appropriate has completely flipped on its ear.
Well, I mean, some group who is completely victimized for decades are gays. You like see Franklin Pangborn in some movies like hello, and everybody points and laughs, and it's like we can all make fun of the faggy guy. It's like wasn't right then, isn't right now. So
well, okay, let's back up for a second. One of the first lines in the very first episode of MASH, the show, is, how are we going to make this money? Hey, maybe we can sell Spear Chucker while he's asleep. You had that in a mainstream TV show, now you'd be in court the rest of your life.
Yeah, but there's also groups which have some black guys, and they make fun and they laugh and they understand where they're coming from. But that's, something else altogether for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just the act of calling him Spear Chucker is the problem, right off the bat.
Which was the character's name from the book, but yeah.
There you go. I just thought that was some interesting tidbits, but yeah, absolutely. If you look at what you could get away with in TV and movie, well, not so much in TV, but more movies.
I think it was Henry Fonda and Barbara Stanwyck in a movie where he marries her, and then she lets him know that she's actually had sex with somebody before her, and he forgives her. And then she brings up the next guy and the next guy. And she was just trying to like screw with him. But it's like, well, thank you for forgiving me. I'm sure you're not a virgin, but it's okay with you, right? And at one point, somebody maybe in that movie says, you remember he almost married an Indian. It's like, okay.
Well, at what point did the word gay switch from being the end of a Flintstones song to generalizing an entire
Well,
demographic.
gay
Late
people.
60s?
Gay people used to have a code about each other, and they would say, "Oh, is he musical?"
Oh, okay.
And that's how they'd refer to each other. And I guess musical went, well, is he gay? You know, and it went to there, right? So, you know, but I mean, the gay community has said, you can't do that to us. We're queer. You think you're saying it in a bad way. We're accepting it. You can't insult us now.
I think
So
it's
basically,
very
what you're
fun.
saying is that they adopted the word.
They owned it. They own it now, yeah.
Well, I mean, the
Something-
black community decided to grab the N-word and go,
Yep.
This is
Yeah, but
us.
the N word was derogatory, and they basically just claimed it. But the word
Well,
gay meant
Yeah.
happy, right?
Yeah, but anything's derogatory if it's meant that way.
Yeah,
You know.
and here's another one that gets me. When I started school, or high school rather, I went from the country out here in East Jesus to an inner city school. And I was surprised how much racism there was, because I mean, it was a melting pot. Everybody was there, but there was all this underlying racism. I remember a white kid saying something to me, oh, it was some colored kid. And I was like, wow. I mean, this was in the 70s, and that term was done. It was offensive. It was gone. But now it's morphed into a person of color, and that's acceptable. Sometimes things like that turn around or come back full circle, and gay is an acceptable term.
Well, you know, I think in the 30s, if you called somebody black, it was racist, and you're
Yes.
supposed to call them Negro. And
It's
now
more personal, yeah.
that's the other way around.
But I think
And
that's
you know-
interesting, because you know what? Because down south, you call them colored people. We don't call them colored up here.
No.
We call them black.
They really still say colored people in the South?
I think in the
No.
South they told him.
They
No?
don't. No.
Okay.
Well, you're in Texas. You don't count.
Because again, they said it in Troy in the late 70s, early 80s, and I was stunned then. I was like, God, that made me wince.
Well, so that brings up the thing about comic books again, the diversity, and should you make it, or is it, you know, are they forcing it? You know, like, I think it's like 12% of the American population is black, so should comic books be 12% black characters, or is this just compromising your artistic vision? Like, this character doesn't happen to be black. You want me to make him black just to fill a concept?
Well, I think I just like the fact that comic book movies is giving the opportunity to, you know, if you look at Black Panther and what it did for the black community, and you look at what God, what was the other one?
Well, the Eternals had a very mixed group.
Yeah, but the Eternals, they weren't really as celebrated as Black Panther was.
No, sure, but I mean, even the Eternals were nice enough to put an actual deaf person into the part of a deaf person.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but it seems like the popularity of the Marvel movies is allowing different demographics to go more mainstream.
but you know, if they decided just for the hell of it to make the Joker a black guy, would the black community go, "Oh, good for us"? Or wait a second, you can't do that. He's a bad psycho guy. You
And he's
know?
got a white face, and he's in white.
Right. You know, and can you turn other characters who aren't particularly acceptable or evil guys as black, Hispanic, Asian, without those communities complaining that why are you portraying us as a black guy when they were always a bad white guy? It says, but you can make our good guys more ethnic.
Well, isn't that the story that Will Smith said? They came to him to do a black Superman, and he just said no. He just flat out said no, and then that caused him to do Hancock.
I
And then
hadn't
he
heard
did
about that.
And then he did Wild Wild West, which was terrible. And I remember going,
Right.
I'm not buying this. It's post-Civil War, and you got a black guy riding into town going, hey, I'm the Secret Service. He would have been shot, unfortunately. And it's not a joke. It's the truth.
Right. Well,
And I love Will Smith.
I think they touch on that a little bit in the movie,
Right.
though.
well, you
Yeah.
know, it's good that they're not going strictly with the same ethnicity all the time. But when they show a black guy in a situation where he's treated with respect, when you know they weren't, it's doing
Right.
a disservice because
Yes.
it's like, oh, look how well they were treated. It's like, no, they weren't. They were beaten up as soon as they walked through the door.
Yeah.
So when they start doing that, here's an interesting concept. We've only got a couple of minutes left.
Yeah.
Maybe we should save this for next week. But do you find that the way that it's great that we're breaking down barriers and we're allowing multi representation across all groups, but when you do a time period piece,
Yes.
Like Bridgerton?
Like Bridgerton, all or nothing at all.
yeah. So can you do a time period piece accurately and get away with it nowadays?
Well,
I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just look. They're trying to ban Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn has N-word Joe in it. Okay.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what they called them. Understand the world they lived in. Take offense to what was happening. Don't sanitize it. Don't,
Yes.
you know. And,
Exactly.
And so let the truth. I saw this total asshole on who's like a sheriff somewhere, and he said, "Hey, what's wrong with slavery? They got fed. They had a job." It's like, what? How brain damaged can you be to say such a thing like that when you can see 7 years a slave or something like that and go, this is not a pleasant world these people lived in, and we should show it for. I mean, probably if you showed for what it really was, you couldn't bear watching it, but at least let it be the truth of the circumstance to inform what should be done since or was done since.
There we go. And on
And
that
we're done.
note,
And we're done. Happy
and
coming.
we're done, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4:30. Hour and a half shoots by so fast, especially when Mustafa is inking.
And I'm talking.
I did not want to weigh in on a bunch of white guy culture that is not theirs. So I was just going to listen.
You mean the fact that we're saying it's terrible what happened to ethnic people in this country?
No, not that part. Just
Okay.
everything. That's fine.
Okay.
But it's an interesting question, and if we don't talk about it, who will? But anyways, on behalf of Marvel and DC inker Mustafa Moussa, Punisher and X-Men artist John Hebert, Wolverine and Infinity Gauntlet artist Joe Rubinstein, and me, Mr. Dress Up, what do we ask everybody to do, Mustafa?
Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to that movie, Mr. Dress Up, that Marvel's working on.
There you go.
So,
And anyways, we're going to be back in an hour. We're going to be doing a spotlight with Mr. Chad Hardin. So please come back for that. Have your suggestions ready of what you'd like to see him draw. I'm quite sure it'll probably end up being Harley Quinn.
whatever it is, it'll look great.
Yes.
It will be great. So hopefully you'll come back. We'll see you guys in a half hour. But from the Great White North and all points in between, we'll see everybody next week for our 51st episode. And hopefully we'll bring a little bit more of a milestone attitude.
I don't feel a day over 49 episodes.
There you go.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.